So getting into the recovery, like, what is it like as soon as you get home from the hospital? Like, what's going on in your mind? Like, how are you feeling?
So that pickup from the hospital is, first of all, walking out the door from being in the hospital. That is a feeling that I've done it so many times, but each time I do it, it feels like the first time I did it. I kid you not. I'm just like, oh, I'm out. Like, I can't even put into words. Like, it's such a relief just to see the sun, the grass, the sky. Like, it is a relief. The birds, like, so yeah, it's a relief. The ride home, you come in like first of all, it's trying to get used to, like, because when I literally, like, whenever I'm in there, of course I'm hooked up to my IV, so that pole goes everywhere with me, everywhere. And so I'm no longer connected to Mr. Pole. And so, just not being connected to all those flyers and things like that, it's a great feeling. I'm ready to take a shower. That is like my first, like, I don't even know when I get out, like, honestly, it's between getting some sleep and taking a shower. Like, those are the first two things that I want to do. The first two. I'm still on medicine technically, so, like, because they've been medicating me in the hospital, when I get out, I'm technically still on that medication. It's the day I get the best sleep, the night, like, I sleep for the longest period of time when I get out of the hospital. But it's when I wake up that is that's when the tough part comes in.
Yeah, so, like, from my standpoint, like, if she gets out on, like, a Friday or Saturday, like, I know that weekend we're not really going to be going out and doing anything. I don't really cook, so I know I'm about to go pick up some food and bring it back.
And I don't even really, like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. Go ahead.
But, I mean, at most, like, I might be able to go get some food and then we come back and watch a movie or something like that. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, like, typically I don't really, like, have an appetite that much. I will say, like, getting out of the hospital, first of all, I don't have an appetite in the hospital. Like, when I first get in there, that's how you know when I'm feeling better, is when I started eating. Because when I first get in the hospital, I don't eat at all. Like, nothing. Like, I'm just, like, on fluids and medicine.
And then, not to mention, sometimes that food in there isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
And then she's also, like, allergic to
corn, peanuts, treats. So they got to take a lot of, like, they got to, like, literally, like, when I say cater to my diet, they have to, like, cater to my diet. Like, I can't get anything outside of, like, even, like, a condiment and ketchup. They got to check on it. Like, I can't get no ketchup. Like, so yeah, which is for my safety. I do understand and I appreciate that, but it's tough sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and typically, like, if I know I'm about to head up there, I'll ask, like, yo, do you want me to pick you up something?
Yeah. Yeah. But when I'm eating, that's when you know I'm feeling better.
Right. And it's typically like beef and chicken or something like that. But sometimes, depending on how long she's in there, she can go through, like, some withdrawal that's very severe if she was in there for a while.
Yes, the withdrawals. Oh gosh, that's hard to talk about. So yeah, getting out, go to sleep, shower, go to sleep, and then you wake up, and then when you first, like, that first wake up after being out of the hospital, like, my body literally feels like, I know that it's gonna sound that I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. It literally feels like your body has been hit by a bus. Like, it hurts. Like you open your eye, like when I know, like when I lay down and go to sleep, when I open my eyes, I'm gonna wake up in pain. And that's just from all the medications that I was on, like my IV meds and things like that. That's wearing off. And so they, of course, send me home. Well, I have to get a prescription filled, of course, like at my home pharmacy. But they'll send me home with a prescription. And typically, I'll go with Devin like day of to go get that when I get out. And that pain, man, that pain when I wake, it's so hard. Like it hurts so bad. And so I'm taking the medicine, to come down off of, I think I'm taking the medicine to keep the pain at a, like, you know what I mean, at a distance. But it's also one of those things where I'm also going through withdrawals from the IV medication, because of course the IV medication goes straight into my IV. And so that's like immediate relief. Rather than, a pain pill, like, you take that, it works longer, but it takes a while to work. The IV medication is immediate, and it wears off faster, but the pain medicine itself, it takes a while to work, but when it does kick in, it's good. So yeah, just coming off that IV pain medication is, it's a different kind of beast. It is a different kind of beast. I'm telling you. Like you think that you're done, like with the like you think that you're done with the hard part. No, you're not. Like the coming off of that stuff is Jesus. It's like, I keep saying hard, but like I wish I could have another word to use, but it is intense. Like it's very, very intense, because I've had nights to where, for example, I'm coming off of it and I wake up in the middle of the night sweating, like dripping in sweat, like, or when I'm trying to go to sleep, he's been next to me and I'm trying to go to sleep and like my body is like twitching. Like I'm just like, I can't lay still. Like I'm trying so hard, but I'm just like that with like, and it's my body just like detoxing, like coming off all of that medicine. And it is, for my little tiny body, it's a lot to go through. Like I don't wish it on anybody, not a soul on this earth, because like this happens, everything that we talked about, this happens every time. And so if you can only imagine how many times that we've been through this cycle, you have to be strong. Like you really do, because if not, it can really take you to a very, very, very dark place. But I have been blessed with a mother that prays. I pray myself. And so I think that that's what keeps me, in a good space, in a good headspace. I'm not always like this. I'm not always in this headspace. There's been spats of like depression and anxiety that I go in and out of, simply based off having sickle cell. So it's not easy, but it's one of those things where I just say to myself, God gave it to me for a reason. And so I gotta just deal with the cards that God has dealt me, and if he gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers, and I believe that I am a true soldier, for real. And so, yeah, I just have to look at it like that. But those withdrawals are something. I mean, he can talk to you from his perspective, but I want to say about that, like, you never know what people are going through, so just please be kind. Like, please understand that you really never, ever, ever know people's stories. So when you're talking to people, and they're putting their story out there, like, please be kind. Please understand that it's taking everything in me to explain how tough this is, and how many times I have to go through it, and how many times I have to see my fiance watch me go through it, like, and my family members. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But we still doing what we do, and we moving and we shit.
And I want to say some people will probably try to get around the withdrawals by taking medicine.
Yeah.
And this can lead to addiction.
Yeah.
Oh,
are you talking about that conversation?
And so, some people, I don't know, have like it's not a stereotype, it's I don't know, preconceived notion.
Yeah.
That like, oh, these people are taking medicine because they want to. And it's like, depending on some people's situation, their body is used to having this medicine. Yeah. And to know that you can take something that's going to take the pain away is...
that little pill has so much power. And you're just like, but it's like that pain is just, you just need anything. Like, I have a whole new level of respect for people that are willing to tell their stories about the addictions that they have gone through, because it's not easy. Like, because I feel like everybody, like I just said, everybody has a story, and I don't feel like people want to be in those situations. I think that things happen and they just wind up in situations that they wouldn't naturally be in if it weren't for something like me having like sickle cell, for instance. Like, so I just keep that in mind when I hear people have the tell their stories about addiction, because it's tough.
Because like another thing people don't think about is like medicine and stuff is regulated. So yes. You can only get so much in a certain amount of time. And if somebody just doesn't want to feel that pain anymore, they might start looking for
other means of,
other means of...
I'm sorry, other means of other solutions.
For their,
Not saying that it's right, but it's what they feel is right at the time, because you of course want that pain to go away. You're not going to want to just sit there, and if you can find something to cure it, you're going to, even if it's temporary.
Right.
So yeah.
And it's the quickest and the easiest solution. Yeah. Which is, stuff that we've talked about before, like, obviously that's the easiest route. And it's hard to take the harder route, you know what I mean? So it's something that we got to make sure that if you know somebody that's dealing with addiction, like, just let them know that you're there to support them
and listen. Because sometimes, people just want somebody to vent to. You know what I mean? They don't even necessarily need a solution. Not all the time. I won't say all the time, but like some of the time I will say sometimes I just want people to listen. Because the more you listen, I feel like the more you start to understand, and that's where I feel like it's needed. Conversations are needed to be had in a respectful way, of course, but sometimes we need to have hard conversations, and that's okay. That's okay. Just as long as, like I said, there's respect there. I think that's what is important,
Right.